Leslie, you little queen. You have had such an incredible year. What has it felt like to you? Like, from just watching from the outside, I'm like, wow. I mean, I have liked your work since I was 17 or 18 years old, and you were in Ryan Murphy's first show, Popular. Yeah. But you have had this long, illustrious career, and this last year felt like something special.
Yeah, it felt like a bit of a bump.
Yes.
Or something. I don't know. I'm so grateful for this year, but then also the fearful side of me is like, oh, I don't want it to end.
Yeah.
You know? But then I don't know if my phone's listening to me or if it knows, or if maybe I'll believe in magic and say the universe is giving me a lesson. But like, I keep popping up on all these things of like, you know, in order to appreciate a peak, you need valleys. And then the next peak happens because of that valley, and is sometimes higher and higher. And I will say, like, if you had told my Popular self when that show went off the air and I didn't really get a job, and then 9/11 happened, which really sort of like
were you living here, or were you in LA?
I was living in Los Angeles, and it sort of shook the industry and sort of shook like what I imagined was momentum.
Yeah.
And it shook the world. And then it sort of shifted. And I think every actor thinks, oh, I'm on a hit show, the next one's going to happen. And it doesn't happen that way.
Yeah.
You know,
because life doesn't happen that way.
Life does not happen that way. And I was just been talking about this, but like the person I was with, I remember said to me, well, if you haven't made it by the time you're 30, you should really quit. And he would say that, like, you know, if you don't make it, and like, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you're doing what you love, then you're making it.
Yes.
It, you know, on whatever level that is. And I was able to pay my bills and have my own home and do that and work on my craft and hopefully become a better actor. But I think when I broke up with him, it's funny, I remember like a ton of jobs came in, and I was like, oh, you were actually the anchor, like the block. But also, like, you were like dead weight for me.
Yeah, and like, if you're hearing every day, if you don't make it, as opposed to like you're doing what you love.
Yeah, celebrating, not tolerating.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really where that phrase came from.
Yes.
Because I remember a shrink was like, you want to be with somebody who celebrates you and doesn't just tolerate you. And I remember it was always this feeling I had of like toleration of me and how boisterous I was, and if I did like a love scene, I had to buy him something and everything. And it was just always like a subtle sort of death by a thousand cuts. And he wanted kids. I didn't want kids, and I didn't know myself enough. And it's really not about him.
Yeah.
Somebody can say whatever they want, but I think it was more about me going, what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want? Okay, I don't want kids. Yeah. It's not a chip I have.
Yes.
And the mom I would want to be, I'm not sure I can be. And that's only because my mom, you know, my dad died when I was 3, and my mom had a really hard time with it. And then she was working all the time because she had 4 girls, and she had to. And I think I really felt the loss of her presence because she was hustling. And all I wanted was her there, but she was providing for us. So I think I knew how important that was for me to, if I had a kid, I would want to give that to them. Yeah. But then I knew also the other thing she taught me, which was hustle.
Yeah.
And I saw how happy she was, because that was the other thing. I wanted my mom there, but I knew that I had a better, more fun mom because she was really fulfilled by her work.
Right.
And she loved being a mom, but she also liked being an independent woman, and she was smart and clever and a go-getter. And so I think that hustler I also really appreciated. But I don't know, I don't remember playing with babies as a kid. Like I would cut their hair. I told you I would always cut my, like not
but
real
you didn't
babies.
have like a maternal feeling.
No, I never did. I have it towards dogs. Like you put a dog in front of me and I'm like, ah! Or an animal or a horse or a cat. I mean, my friends.
You've taken care of me all week. I mean, it's such an interesting conversation because I think what it means to be a woman is different for every one of us. And yet we are defined so much by motherhood, you know? And I was telling you how I have a friend who's chosen not to be a mother. And there's many women who don't make that choice and yet aren't mothers.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make them any less a woman. But there's like
how does her family take it?
It's been hard.
Because she's Southern.
She's Southern. And it's been harder.
From Texas?
Yes, from Texas. Harder for her family.
Yeah.
But like she also has really wonderful friends who are like, no, you need to choose your destiny.
Do you find it interesting when, and I know I do this, I've fallen prey to it, but when you decide to do something, whether not having kids, or even I find when like a lot this year, I haven't been drinking a lot just because I really want to be present.
Yeah.
And to sustain the schedule that I've been having, it's like I just don't have the legs for it. I can't. I want to be the girl who can be a good time girl and go out, but I just can't. I don't have
like
the legs.
not with the early mornings and the travel.
It's too hard.
Yeah, like if something has to give.
Yeah, I'll look like Shrek in the morning, and it'll be like literally like good Christ.
Yeah.
But I find sometimes when I say, "Oh, I'm not drinking," suddenly, how when you make a decision for your life, and then you say it, like, "Oh, I'm not drinking," or "Oh, I'm not doing this," somehow it becomes reflective to the person you're saying it to. And so when you were talking about your friend, and it feels like her mother who was having a hard time with it, somehow her decision not to have children, just her decision, becomes somehow a reflection of how the mother raised her, or her mother's desire for grandkids, or something like that. It's just so interesting to me how personally we all take other people's decisions.
Totally.
And I do it too.
But
so
also what's great, and I think like you can speak to this sort of evolution of you as a human, is that when you're younger, you might care about other people's reaction to a choice you make.
Yeah.
And yet
care a lot.
Now you're in this period of your life where, I mean, you can be choosy in some ways about roles you want to be. You want to love what you do. You can create a home with your partner.
Yeah.
You can own decisions you've made. Like, do you feel that? Like,
I think I feel now I'm very aware of how precious time is. And I feel very grateful that somehow, I mean, Allie talked about it when we were interviewing her. Like, she was on all these shows and she's had highs and lows, and like how grateful she is for this moment to be still working and to be doing it. So I feel I'm very grateful. It's not to have the opportunity to still get to do what I love and do it on a level with people, with other actors and writers who are really good and aren't phoning it in and like make you better. So that's really good. But I'm just aware of time.
in a way that you weren't when you were younger.
No, because you're like, it seems like the end of the line feels so far away.
Yes.
And then you're like, oh yeah, that's right. We're all on the same train heading to the same place.
Yeah.
You know, and where we pit stop is all different, but I just want to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I don't have a lot of patience for like, no has gotten to be an easier word for me to say. Are you good with that?
Yes.
Or is that?
Yes, but sometimes I feel like people don't hear me when I say it.
Why do you think that is?
I think because I mean, and this is Hoda, other people have told me, I don't think I say it. I think it's a one word stop. Like, I think I'm like, you guys, I would love to do this, but I can't do it because of this. And then there's always, if you do that, there's room to wiggle. Oh, okay. Well, if you can't do it that night, could you do it the next night? Yeah. I think I just need to be like, I'm not doing this. Like, no,
full stop.
And I think that, so maybe I'm still working on that. you know.
By the way, I am too, but it's a lesson of like, I'm getting better at it. And when I'm so clear in it,
oh, it feels so good.
It feels so good, and it's usually I do it in like the most loving way.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
no.
I would love to, but no.
No.
It's not even I'd love to. See, that's my problem.
But I would add, and I'd love to too, because I don't want to hurt people's feelings.
We're people pleasers in some ways.
Yeah, and I think that I always say I wonder if that's like a Southern thing too, to feel like you've got to make sure you don't hurt anybody's feelings. You've got to make sure, don't be this,
you're
don't
kind,
do that.
You're that. But like, again, and we've talked about this on the show when you were hosting, which is that I don't know, and we don't know, but I doubt that most men are conflicted about saying no to something. I think they just say no.
They say no. But Sam,
he
has a hard time with it. But I think it's about growing up and our fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think if there has been some sort of like trauma as a child, like that fear of missing out.
Yeah.
As I think about it,
yes,
because I always say I call it stacking the pancakes.
Yeah.
And I always say to Sam, I was like, Cookie, you're stacking the pancakes.
Like it's overdoing it.
It's just like, and he hates throwing a party. It gives him so much anxiety. I like to do it. Then I get annoyed that I've done it because it's so much stress.
Yeah.
But then I want to make it perfect.
Yeah.
But then I love having all the people. But then
it
feels like it's like very,
yes.
It's not just it's not so clear and cut.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, why are we doing this? But then he'll be like, should we invite Josh and Lily? Should we do this? Should we do this? And I'm like, you're inviting 15, 16 people. The table only sits this many. So, but I see that in him a little bit too, like that stacking. But maybe, I think when I was a kid, I think he shares this a little bit too, like because of like trauma or intimacy or like just, I want to have people around. I think I was alone a lot as a kid. And so
let's talk about being little you. You lost your dad when you were 3.
Yeah.
You're one of 4. But you were the youngest.
Baby.
Who were you as a little kid? What were you like?
God, I don't know. Somebody showed that Oprah.
Yeah.
That Oprah thing. I just recently.
I feel like we showed it on the show, remember?
And I really didn't see it. And then like you showed a little bit of it and then Oprah posted it.
Oh.
And then I watched it, what Oprah posted.
And we should just say, so Leslie grew up in Virginia, and her mom entered her.
Yeah, took some pictures of me and like.
In a modeling contest.
My eldest sister called my mom and said, Oprah's is hosting some modeling contest. Why are you sending a couple pictures of Leslie? And she brought a camera home she was the director of consumer affairs for the Commonwealth of Virginia. And they had a camera because they'd go out and look at like, sneeze guards for salad bars and the lemon like stuff like that. So I had a nice camera, and she brought it home and she took pictures of like I was like, Mama, take an action shot. And I was trying to run or something. I don't know. I have my Limited Express outfit
Oh my
on.
God, hilarious.
And then my mama sent them in. And then you had to like write something like why you want to be a model or something. You had to do something. My mom helped me write it. She was really good at that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got a call like we barely got it in. And then I got a call like 2 weeks later, a week and a half. It felt very, very soon after we sent it. That I was one of 63 girls picked out of 6,000. They flew my mom and me to Chicago. And then they narrowed it down to 20. We stayed the weekend. And then we filmed on Monday an actual Oprah Winfrey Show. And Iman, Naomi Campbell, Linda Evangelista.
It's crazy.
And it was like when supermodels
90s.
were.
Yeah.
They were the.
Yeah.
And I won.
Yeah. And it did change the trajectory of your life.
It changed everything for my life. Like it changed. Like my life went from black and white to color in a way. But I went home after that Oprah posted that, and I've done a lot of therapy. And so I watched it, And I started crying. And I just saw like this girl who wasn't in her skin and really wanted to be. I remember Mike, when I did White Lotus, he made me do an Enneagram test.
Yes. Which one are you? Number one? What's your Enneagram?
He's like, you're
three.
like an 843, or you're but you're a perfectionist, whatever the perfection.
One.
And I did it. I was like, no, I'm not. And then I did it. He's like, get off this Zoom, do it, and then call me back. And I did it, and I was like, I'm a perfectionist. And are you too?
No, but I know my husband is.
Is he?
He's. I think it's one. I can't remember, but whatever the perfectionist.
Yeah,
one,
whatever that pie. It's like this pie chart.
Yes.
You're like a combination of numbers. Like
I'm 3. I can't remember what it is, but I think it's like the enthusiast.
Yeah, I am.
You had some enthusiasm.
Yes, it's like an 843.
Yes.
I think the 8 or the 4 or something is the perfectionist.
Yes.
But I was an enthusiast for sure.
Yes.
Because I get very excited about stuff.
You do.
But perfectionist, and I was that. And so I think when I saw that, and I've really been thinking about, like, because we were talking about and I think that's out of like, if it's perfect, I will be safe.
Yeah.
If it's perfect, I will be loved. If it's perfect, I won't feel lonely.
Yeah.
If it's perfect, I will feel like I'm enough. If it's perfect, it always goes back, I'll be enough. And it's a load of shit, because it's never perfect.
No.
It doesn't matter. You can try and try and try. And it's like a battle. I still do it. But like, as corny as it sounds, is I try to do it with like dinner parties.
Yeah.
Like I used to be like Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
That's why this year I'm not going to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm going to make roasted chicken.
Yeah.
Because my sister Kim has it. I watch her do the thing, like, and she's really good at it. She can really do a table beautifully.
Yeah.
But I watch her be like, everything is in order.
Yeah.
Everything's.
Yeah.
Because I think it goes back to like, one day my dad was there and the next day he wasn't there.
Yes.
I think that trauma is like a little, like how a kid processes that, to be like, if I can do this.
Yeah.
I always sometimes be like, Sam, make me small so I can feel safe. Like if I can get as tiny. I used to crawl down when my mom, when I was a kid, my sisters didn't want me around because I was annoying. And they were enough older that when they were like 12 or 13 or 14, I was like annoying and like 7, 8, and 9. And so they would do stuff like hog tie me and put me in a shower. My mom would be like, watch Leslie. And then I just wanted to be around them. I just thought they were so cool, and I was not cool. So they'd be like, fine, you can come in our room, but you have to sit in the closet. And I'd be like, okay. And then finally I was like, well, this is terrible.
Yeah, what am I doing? Yeah.
They're not talking about it. I can't even hear them.
Yeah.
And then I would get like, my mom would be playing cards, I remember, with all of her friends, and I'd like slowly like get small and crawl down. And I'd make my way. I'd get closer and closer. And then finally I'd end up underneath the table. Hearing people talk is like
white noise.
It's like white noise.
I feel that. Sometimes like if I'm getting my nails done or something, it's so relaxing to just listen to other people talk. I know, it's interesting.
It's really interesting. There's so many pictures of my mama would throw this big Christmas party at our house afterwards, and all of our relatives would come, because in our town, like, it's so small, everybody knew each other. And there's so many pictures of me. I had a BB, I called it my BB pillow. I don't know, it was probably a stinky ass pillow that I always had. And there's just pictures of me laying in the kitchen on this, like, and we had tile into linoleum, and I'd just be laying there so I could hear them all drinking their Jack and Gingers, sitting there talking shit. They all just talk shit. I love listening to my Aunt Ruby.
Yeah.
Them and my mama and like all my aunts and uncles just talk and laugh.
Yeah.
There's some, they just
Well, you wanted to be with people.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
think because I didn't
interesting.
want to be alone. Because
Yeah.
it was very scary. It felt very lonely.
Yeah, which
And
is
I think-
also so interesting. I mean, I think it's something we think about the older we get, but when you look back on being a kid, how you can be lonely and yet you're in a house with you're
so
one of
many
four.
people. Yeah, one of
Like
four.
it wasn't like you were.
Did you ever feel, because you are a twin?
Yeah.
Did you never have that feeling because you always had Barbara?
I mean, I've tried to think about this. Like, yes, there were moments, but when I did leave her for the first time, like we
When
went
was
to
that?
camp when we were really little, and my mom was so smart and separated us to kind of give us each our own moment. You know,
Mom
like
sounds extraordinary.
it was really good parenting, and Barbara, with like, because I was the louder one. So like we look at old videos and I'm like taking the words out of her mouth. She went to camp and she was so happy. And I went to camp the first year and I was so sad. And it was interesting because I think I needed her more in some ways.
Wow. She was a fuel for you in a
Yeah,
way.
she was. And like a protector and made me braver, you know.
Oh, that's interesting that you could be your most confident
Yeah.
self because
She would
was
laugh
like
at
an
me
armor.
and she would, found me all the things. So, but
That's really interesting.
it is interesting how we can look back and think about when we were lonely and why. Okay, so Oprah Winfrey Show really did change your life. I read that when you were little, you kind of wanted to be a lawyer, which I get after hanging out with you just because you're so verbal. Is that
well,
true?
I also
lawyer
just have a thing about right and wrong.
Yeah.
It just gets like when you know something is like wrong, I have to tell you, I'll be going to take the subway and
Yeah.
I see somebody jump the turnstile
Yeah.
and it really ticks me off.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that sounds so square of
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
But I'm like,
Get paid.
this is a community. We all have to do this. This
Yes.
is paying for why
Yes.
the subways need to be.
Yeah.
But it's like
But that
who died and made me
I
the chief
know.
of police? Like,
But
who
when you
cares?
were little, that was your. Did you want to be a lawyer? I mean, or
I don't know if I wanted to. You know what's so funny? I can't tell. And when I say this, it's going to be interesting because of what.
Yeah.
We
did a reading.
We did a reading yesterday. I am not sure what was my dream or what was my mother's dream.
What was your mom's dream for you?
I think going to college was very important. I think being a lawyer would have been very good. I always then wanted to go into politics, which is something my mom was always surrounded with and involved in and worked on campaigns and then worked in state government and county government. And so I can't tell if it was just a connection to her to do, but I do know when I won that contest on Oprah, I knew I wasn't like the most beautiful girl and the most special girl to be there. I mean, I wasn't like Linda Evangelista or something, but I knew that those girls got paid.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I knew that my own agency and having my own money allowed me to be able to say no or say yes and to be able to do what I wanted to do. And I got this commercial for Lee Jeans, and it was Lee Jeans will make you think like a look like a model, just don't think like one. And it was all improv, and I didn't know it was
That.
I didn't know what
you didn't
improv
know you had a
was.
speaking
Yeah, I
line.
didn't know. But I didn't know what improv was. They were like, just make fun of, just act like a ditzy person.
Yeah.
So I just pretended, which is because I spent so much time alone. I was always pretending and living in like,
Yes.
you know,
playing.
yeah, and just
the house and
and running around and doing. I mean, my brain and my pretend world was always so much more fun than the real world to me. I had lots of friends and I had lots to do, and life was very interesting to me. In my mind, in my
imagination.
in my imagination. So that when that happened, something, and I was good at it.
Yeah.
And I made people laugh. I would always sort of make people laugh, and that always felt really good. And then I found acting.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I found acting, it was like a fish in water. I was like, oh. And I did get into UVA, and I was there, and it was the first semester, and the boys pledge first.
Yeah.
And I watched them pledge, and I watched a friend of mine not he got blackballed. And I remember he said to me, Leslie, this will ruin my whole college experience.
Sad.
And I knew the girls pledged in the spring, and I didn't have any desire to be in a sorority. And I was like, oh no, this isn't going to go over. And by the way, winning a modeling contest when you're 16 isn't great.
No.
It's not like it makes your high school experience better. It makes it kind of like which one of these things is not like the other, and it's not cool.
Yeah.
And so I was like, and I felt, I didn't know what, UVA wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And I'd come to New York, and it was like opening like a genie's bottle and like everything. It's like, what do you wish for? It can happen.
Yes.
So I took a year's leave of absence without telling my mom, and to her credit was like,
she was okay with it.
She was great. My eldest sister, I remember, said to me, she said, you're making the single greatest mistake of your life by leaving. She was wrong. But because I think it was something maybe she had wished, because my dad had passed away right before, like when she was 17. So I think it changed her sort of college experience. Yeah. But I don't want to speak on
her behalf.
For her path. But it was extraordinary to come to New York and be here. And as soon as that first year in New York, I was like, still sort of, you're so curious when you're 18 and bullets bounce off of you.
You're trying to figure out who you are.
Yeah, everything. But as soon as I found Maggie Flanagan and William Esper and that acting program, I was like, oh, this felt right. It felt to me not what UVA felt like. Yeah. I just was like, oh,
I belong here.
Yeah, the circle finally found the right space in the puzzle.
Yes.
And I found my people. Mm-hmm. And I found artists, and I found people who left whatever town they were in and wanted to join the circus.
Yes.
And that's what New York is.
Yes.
It's and like a circus.
Dream big and work hard and all that electricity.
Yeah, there's an electricity that I find so exhilarating here. It can be exhausting.
Yes. But when it's like people would always be like, how can you do it? And I'm like, because when it's your speed, you can sort of make it what you want.
When did you come to New York?
I came for the first time to visit or to move?
Both.
I lived here for 15 years. I came to New York for the first time to visit in 8th grade on our school trip. We had a great drama teacher who brought us to Broadway shows over Thanksgiving. Wow. Which was so much fun.
How lucky
I know.
You.
It was really cool.
What was your first Broadway show?
I'm like, what? Well, my mom took us to so much theater, local Dallas theater.
How about Carson Kressley?
Yeah.
She went to see that, like your grandparents
Barbara
went to that.
And I tried out for the local Les Miserables as Baby Cosette when I was in first grade, which means I had to have a frame of reference for Les Miserables before then, which is like so hilarious because my kids have never, it isn't on Broadway now. So my kids have never seen it. And I'm like, would they understand the French Revolution? And sort of like Cosette and like working as a prostitute age like 10. It's coming to Radio City this summer actually. And I want to take them because we loved that music and all of that. So we would definitely see shows and that was so great. But coming to New York, I mean, I felt the same way. I remember then my mom brought us for our 16th birthday.
Wow.
And I would go I had like a great uncle that had an apartment somewhere. And I would like go for a run when it was like at like 4, but it was dark,
Yeah, of course.
And I just was like, wow, this is such a.
I want to ask you a question because you have such an extraordinary mother.
Yes.
Did that feel daunting for you when you decided to have kids? To have such a bar set so high, to have because your mom, when you tell these stories, like she's incredible.
Yeah.
She's so smart. She seemed like
Well, she was, and she's so calm, like preternaturally calm. Like we tried to kind of poke at it. Like she wouldn't get riled up with, and having twin girls can be a nightmare. I can teens.
The worst.
It can be very
Puberty
hard.
times 2.
And we would sort of bring out, and it also like when I look back, Barbara, like in eighth, I was like the class president in eighth grade, and Barbara was like pure senior belly button by herself. You know, like we always had, if one of us had a really good year, the other one didn't, you know, like whatever, our energy sort of flowed that way. I think that is normal. But no, she is so calm and such like sort of a calming presence, and I am not that way.
By the way, though, but you did do 2 hours of like school Zooms after working and doing.
I mean, but I just think we have different personalities.
Yeah.
So yes, and hopefully, like I've realized everything that I really love as an adult. Cats, of course, it starts with cats. Cats. I mean, most people are not cat people, but my mother was a cat person. Her first cat was named Dewey after the Dewey Decimal System because she was a librarian. Librarians, libraries, you know, freedom of speech, books, like owning your voice. She always did in a very different way than I do because she's a little bit more reserved. But it's like come from her. So I just sort of feel like, okay, like I've been given that. Like hopefully I can do that same thing. It's so funny because we got this reading yesterday and you had to go get changed. And she told me, she said, you don't know this, but you're an extraordinary mother. And I feel bad about myself sometimes in that lane. So hearing her say that, she's like, your kids think you're a light. And it was so sweet to hear that because it is something that I think, like I'll never beat myself up about work. Because it's sort of like it's work. Yeah. But the way in relationships with people, especially with people that I've chosen to bring into this world, can like, what is happening to us?
I know, this is what happens. We always start talking.
What happens to us?
Well, I feel like it's because it doesn't always happen, right?
No.
Like you can meet, this doesn't happen where you meet somebody, isn't it? I find it's so
crazy.
lucky. Like you meet people and you just feel safe with them.
Yeah.
You are extraordinary.
Oh, well, thank you.
You really are. You have an incredible ability to make people feel safe.
Oh, well, thank you.
So if I feel that.
But you do too. You know that, right?
I can imagine your kids feel that.
Oh, well, thank you.
Look
at you. You're also so curious that you're all of a sudden changed. This is my podcast. And here you are. You can't help it.
I find you way more interesting than me.
No, you're very interesting.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like it's like, what do I like? I don't know anything.
Well, that's
I'm still
not true.
Trying to like figure it out.
I think you're super curious.
I am very curious
and super empathetic and compassionate. And you make people feel seen too in a really special way. So I hope you know that.
Thanks for
I'm
saying
like,
that.
it's true.
I love that she said you're an extraordinary.
I know.
I mean, that would.
We did a reading with, she's just published a book. Her name is Laura Lynn Jackson. Her books are really incredible.
I don't know. I think, my mom was always really obsessed with, I wanted to ask her this.
Yeah.
My mom had this book after my father died, that it was a book called The Airman Who Would Not Die. Mm-hmm. And it was all about past life. Mm-hmm. And then she went to I think it's called the Edgar Cayce Institute.
Oh, yeah.
And she went to the Edgar Cayce Institute and did like a past life regression. So my mom was always like really into all of that. And I remember her saying that like, my father sort of stayed. Like when Lynn was talking about that, it really resonated with me, that the way she was talking about my mother and my mother's connection to my father. On like in life and then after. on the other side, but she's extraordinary.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Yeah.
She has a new book which is really beautiful.
Guided, right?
Guided.
Yeah.
So just to wrap up, because you've been here all week, which like you're a queen for doing.
No, I have to tell you, it's so fun. It's like
you have a great personality for it because you're actually curious and a good listener and interested.
I know, but it's thank you for saying that. I'm saying, I know. No, I am curious.
Yes.
Listening, I can always get better at, but I really think it starts with you. You are so good at this job.
Oh, thank you.
It is not easy, and it's not easy to do it and have a revolving door of people coming in. So it must feel nice. Like I know Olivia's been here before, so it's like a friendly face coming in, or when Matt Rogers
when you're coming,
or I come in or something, it must feel like, okay, I got a week to relax.
I know them.
There's a shorthand. But when new people come in, like I now know, like if you're talking and it says Jenna's lines, I can say that line.
Yes. And
like because you're doing your job and making the other person feel. But it's a lot of multitasking.
Yes, it is.
Like using right and left parts of the brain. But you're really good at it. And you really, like, I know you and Hoda were great, but Jenna and Friends is really fun too.
Thank you.
It's cool to like reinvent, have a 2.0 of something. Yeah. And not be a show.
Yeah, that's true. Thank God.
Yeah.
It's
a chicken dinner.
So I want to know, just to wrap, you've The White Lotus, Palm Royale is out right now. I watched it last night. Can't believe I didn't tell you this.
Oh, how was it?
I watched it last night, the first episode. I loved it. Like, I feel like what you said, which is like the tone is still fun and the costumes and everything's so fantastical. But I think this season
found its lane.
It feels like it knows who it is.
Yeah. And it's camp and fun.
Oh God, it's so fun. And it's just,
wait till Patti LuPone shows up.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Oh God.
So
scary.
You're doing that. You've had this career. Like, what would feel fun for you and exciting next?
Everything. I tell you what I want to do. I want to write a book.
Yes.
I want to write a book. I want to write a script. I want to produce.
Do you like to? Are you a writer? Like,
I am, but I get daunted by it.
Yeah. You know what? Somebody told me, this is good advice, is that especially for women, the hardest part of writing a book is not the actual process of writing. It's quieting your inner critic that may say to you, "Who am I to write a book?"
Do you know how many times I've rewritten the
beginning
60 pages I have? I'm like, let me just go back and and then everybody at UT is like, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Just write it.
Yes.
Just sit, just write. I want to write a children's book that I have an idea for. So there's writing is something that I think just maybe that this year has given me and Laura Dern said something to me last October when we were filming. Mm-hmm. We were having dinner and we were talking about something and she went, "Your voice matters." Mm-mm. And I was like, "No, it doesn't. I'm number 5 on the call sheet. It doesn't. I know how this works. It's it doesn't matter. People are just, we want to get through that." And she looked at me, and when Laura Dern looks at you and she says something, she's a very soulful, can ignite in you.
Yes.
She's like kerosene, or she's like a stick of dynamite. She's just you're gonna blow up in the best way. She's like a firework.
Yes.
And she was like, "Look at me. Your voice matters." And there was something in that was like, okay, not that you have to be the loudest in the room, but just don't sit on a thought. And then I thought about Adam McKay said something on Talladega when I was doing that, because they were all these groundlings and Second City people, and I wasn't. I was just I'd gone to acting. I'd studied acting. And he said, "Listen, try everything. Doesn't matter. Don't edit yourself."
Yes.
Because it might not be the right idea, but it might ignite something in somebody else, and an improv might take off.
Yes.
That leads us down a lane we never know was there. And so there's something about stopping the critic and just being like, what's wrong if it's not perfect?
Yes.
What's wrong if it's
you don't need to worry about every word or every,
who cares if it sounds stupid?
Yes.
Who cares? I'd say that. So now I'm I want to write, I have this children's book idea I want to do. There is a book I want to write. There's a screenplay I'm working on. I have this idea. I don't know if I'd be good at it, but I love producing and I want to produce more.
Yeah.
I think I want to direct.
Yeah.
And I love acting. I love it. I just want to continue to work.
Yes.
And push myself and work with really exciting people and work with men and women who make me better.
Yeah.
And I love what we get to do. I mean, I'm just a nerd about acting. I love it. I love revisiting old movies. My favorite part of a job, this job I'm going to start, I have 4 months prep on it. is like starting to do the research on it.
And that's where you are right now.
Yeah, it's so fun to do that.
Yes.
You know?
Like, who is this character?
Who is
this
she?
person?
What makes her tick? What's that? And starting to sit there and go, what's her hair like? What's this like? What does she wear? Why is she like this? What? Everything.
It's like that same sort of imagination.
Yeah.
That you would have needed to survive as a little kid.
Yeah,
Do you
exactly.
know what I mean?
To do it and not edit yourself, and to really, I think also too, the reminder that when you're a kid, you're so curious, right? And you don't worry. You just say whatever comes up.
Yeah.
And I think there's something about that to remind myself that between action and cut, that's my time.
Mm-hmm.
And to not care.
Yes.
If I'm going to make the director happy, that perfectionist showing up to be like, do you like it?
Yeah.
Am I?
No,
do I have? Yeah. And I want the collaboration.
Right.
But I think it's a slippery slope, the approval part of it, of like, good girl.
Yes.
And that I'm trying to like
release.
Like Sam gave me this great piece of advice. He said, when you finish a take, look down at the ground. And I said, okay. And he goes, don't look to the director for approval, because it is like a subtle thing to your creative being to edit. He said, don't look for anybody's approval. You put your head down to the ground and you start thinking about, what am I going to do next? Like, look at your arsenal. Start going through your toolbox about whatever. And then have them come over and collaborate and be like, this was this, maybe this. Because I don't want their job to be like, oh, I have to make her feel good about herself.
Yes.
I want to hopefully ignite in them an idea that makes that be like, what about this? Yeah, and sort of that ignition. I think I want more fuel in my life.
Yeah.
Versus congratulations.
Yes.
You know, it's all slippery, right? It's like reading reviews.
Yes, exactly.
Do you
like or comments
or
anything that doesn't matter, because that you can't control those, and it's also like, we're just doing the best we can.
I know. I told you that I said this story about stealing this towel from Drew Barrymore, and I looked at a comment, and people were like, I'm not inviting her to our house. And I was like, I was 28 years old, and I've never been to Drew Barrymore's house. Let me tell you something. You saw 87 tea towels that looked that pretty.
You're going to take one too.
Yeah, I'd never been in somebody's house who's that, like she was young.
Yeah.
And like she was like, rich
and famous
and like self-possessed and like had all this stuff, and she also had an elegance around it, and I was like, oh my God, there was 87. I was like, she's never gonna.
She didn't know,
and
she didn't know you. By the way, you told the truth.
Here's the thing, and I still have it.
I know.
So it was really cute. You know what she said?
What?
She goes, I know that towel, and she goes, I bought that for my wedding. To Tom Green.
Oh my gosh.
And I said, oh my God, Drew, who knew you had to get married to Tom Green and then get divorced so we could have this amazing moment? But like that journey of like a towel that you bought for a wedding of a marriage. I think they were married for like 7 days.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I walk in and I go, oh, because what it was is I was like, Charlie's Angels had come out, and women weren't doing what Drew Barrymore was doing.
Yes.
So it was very like, she was inspiring.
Yes.
And I guess I'd never seen a woman with 87 tea towels, but like seeing that, it was like taking
a little magic,
like a little piece of magic.
Yeah.
And every time I look at that tea towel, I'm like, you can do anything. Yes. Don't stop yourself. And then to be able to sit across from her and pull out that tea towel
and not even give it back, but just
I kept it. I was like, I'm not giving this back. That
magic's going to stay with you.
Yeah, and it sits in my drawer, and everyone's like, I can't believe you have it. And I was like, yeah, I only use it. It has a little turmeric stain on it. I'm so annoyed. I feel like Sam must have done that.
Yeah, you know what? Get a little bleach. Leslie, I adore you.
I adore you.
We could sit here. This could be a 14-hour podcast. 14 hours. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
We're reuniting soon, and we're going to do the same podcast talk. Yes. I love you too.
I love
You're
you.
the best.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.